Hello and welcome to another episode of the MTG Arena Run. It's been quite a long time since I last remembered triple Amonkhet draft. It might actually be one of the last few formats I've done in Magic the Gathering Online itself. Back when I actually had to pay for the packs and whatnot. So I'm going to so it's actually nice to see this format back in well, nice to see this format in Magic Arena. It's gonna be a bit of a blast in the past. It's also a very good way to get Amonkhet packs. So we're gonna dive right in, see how it goes. So okay, just double checking to make sure it's there. Okay, there you go. So we're gonna dive right in, pay the piper its due, and see how well this draft goes. Probably change the format too. And okay, we're a bit of a conundrum because I really want to get that second copy of Anointed Procession. Definitely want that. Let's assume that I'm not greedy this time. Let's see what are the other good options. The sad thing is there are a lot of good options here. Let's see. Warfire Javelineer. Even if draft you're only getting a few instants and sorceries, this one will still take out a decent sized creature. Also remember you could cycle a good bunch of them. Crocodile of the Crossing, pretty solid. Worst case, it's a 4/3 for 4 with haste, so actually quite good. And there are some interactions with the -1/-1 counters. Speaking of which, Decimator Beetle. Actually, this is kind of a combo built into itself, so I might actually avoid this color combination. Actually, no reason to avoid it. Green is definitely going to be a probably drafted troop because creatures are quite solid. Red has one solid creature, one decent cycler. That's about it. Pathmaker Initiate's actually quite good because this is a possibly aggressive format. River Serpent, you can cycle at least, so it's not that bad. White is probably the one deck that's going to be open, so I'm going to capitalize on that. Sure, taking a rare doesn't mean much, but okay, looks like we might be going to zombies again, or any effect that produces tokens. That's basically the Embalm deck, so that's kind of white and blue for the most part. Let's see how we go. And nope, no actual Embalm. There is a Doom Dissenter that produces tokens. There is a Prepare to Fight here, so this is actually a very good combat trick and a decent removal spell on the back end. So I'm probably gonna take this. Gravedigger is quite good also, but I'm definitely gonna take Prepare to Fight. Something I might actually put in the green-white kitties deck. And we're getting some decent sized creatures. Manglehorn, not so great because artifacts are very few and far between. At least artifacts that you actually want to play are few and far between. So I'm actually gonna debate between Bitterblade Warrior, which is better because in the long run because it's a more aggressive format, but not to trade Shade against Colossopy because it is a 5/5 for 5. I'll take the Bitterblade Warrior. And we got Scattered Groves. My only other options is Greater Sandworm and a Naga Vitalist, so why not? So this is again very greedy. I've just taken several rares. This is a decent removal, but we're not in the Embalm deck at this point, so I'm gonna just take Oshara Cultivator. There we got one. Anointer Priest. Do I want that over the Winged Shepherd? That's a good question. Do I want the Anointer Priest over the Winged Shepherd? Probably not. I'll take the Winged Shepherd first. Okay, Pyramid's not the greatest card. It takes a while to set up. Supply Caravan's probably decent because it will generate a White Warrior token. Actually, we should be looking for Oketra's Monument at this point. Stinging Shot, decent sideboard removal, but we're in quick draft, so we'll take Supply Caravan. Okay, we'll take Sacred Cat. I would like to take Giant Spider, but at least Sacred Cat is an option. Cradle of the Accursed, also another possible option. I'll take that over Forsake. So, okay, got nothing here, so let's just take some... Let's take some weird red... Okay, we got the Colossipede back. So, quick look. We're definitely top heavy, so we need to get a lot of smaller cards in the... We need to get smaller creatures on the back in the next 2 packs. Let's see. I am experiencing some decision paralysis right now. Slither Blade's more annoying. Okay. And... Ooh! Okay, we did not get rewarded. Okay, let's see. Unfortunately, I'm going to pass on the Glorybringer, as great big as it is. Okhetra's Attendant kind of does what we want in this deck better, so... it pains me. The nice Glorybringer. Sorry. Well, hello, Okhetra's Attendant. Oracle's Vault's not it. I would take True Heart Duelist. Quite fine. Ronas's Monument is a decent option too. We are playing a lot of creatures, and +2/+2 and trample on any of our creatures would be great. What are the odds that we'll wheel this one? We'll take the creatures first. If we don't wheel it, it's kind of okay. But we can't. We're not gonna expect Cast Out to wheel, so I will take that. And Initiate's Companion, small creature. We don't have that many 2cc creatures yet, so Devoted Cropmate is probably not that great. I'll take the Initiate's Companion first. Seraph of the Suns is gonna be very annoying to deal with, so I will take that one. We only have Cast Out to deal with it, so I'm not gonna depend on it too much. Spring to Mind, we could kind of splash for that, but I'd rather have more creatures at this point. Okay, activate in your graveyard, cost 1 less to activate. This basically just makes Embalm cheaper. No need. Top Crop Elite. We will take Impeccable Timing because we do need some removal. Okay, Grasping Dunes, Sunscorched Desert. Time to Reflect might make it. Let's see how many more zombies we could somehow scrounge up. Trespasser's Curse. The Uncommon Curse is really annoying. So these are not too bad just yet. Okay, so we got Ret's Crop Spearmaster. We can... Yeah, sure. We'll take Forsake the World. But I'm probably not going to run it main deck. Take this... Floodwaters. Hieroglyphic Illumination. Kind of my go-to card. So, let's see. I passed on the Glorybringer and I did not get rewarded here. I'll probably take another Bitterblade Warrior. Kind of wish we are starting to shape up on the 2 and 3. Synchronized Strike is a very good combat trick we can use. We got another Anointed Procession. Okay, I think... this is a better combat trick, but let's see how many combat tricks we already have. Not a whole lot. Actually, we only have 1 real combat trick at this point. So... I do have 2 Anointed Processions already. This would be my 3rd one. Yeah, I'll just take Synchronized Strike. Fetid Pools would be great. Probably another Initiate's Companion. Second Seraph is a bit harder to negotiate, but I will take another Supply Caravan. Benefaction of Ronas. You get a card from tree and the rest go to the graveyard. There are some some Embalm synergies, but we're not that kind of deck yet. Throne of the God Pharaoh, each cute. I'd probably just take Hapatra's Mark right now instead. Okay. Stinging Shot. At least we could cycle this one. Would I rather have that over in Oketra's name? Definitely don't want another second cultivator. Let's check our creature count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We need cheaper creatures. I might actually have to take the cultivator. Hazardous Monument. Okay, third Bitterblade Warrior. Okay, I'm definitely taking the Stinging Shot at this point. Could take Renewed Fate. It's a decent cycle effect. Okay, I guess I'll take Anointed Procession now, but that's second one's way too much. Another Renewed Fate. So, in hindsight, I probably could have just waited for the procession to wheel. Again, it's just basically greed getting the better of me, but we'll see what we got here. So we just need to make 3 cuts now. First, we need to see if the Anointed Procession was actually worth it to begin with. These creatures are not coming back. It's only... This one's coming back. This one's coming back. This one is coming back. So only 3 creatures. This one will generate a few extra tokens. So probably not worth the gamble in the long run. Okay, so on the assumption I don't remove that. So this is 17. What do I take out? Creature count is 17 creatures. I can afford to probably take out 1 creature and 1 non-creature. The Stinging Shot's conditional, but we did skip on Giant Spider, and our flyers are not Legion. We only have 4 decent flyers. Let's see what are other options. Spidery Grasp. I could just substitute Anointed Procession for Spidery Grasp. Because this is still a 4 mana do nothing. It's really made for constructed. So let's go. So with that, let's go back to the deck. So in the end, our first pick, Anointed Procession, didn't pan out. In fact, we got 2 for it. So, well, at least I completed my playset. But now let's see what we do. Kind of need to have... We need to make a few concessions. What are the cards that we get to drop? Can't exactly drop these. I could drop a Supply Caravan. Though I'm probably more likely to just drop it. No, let's just drop 1 Supply Caravan. Because we do have 3 5 drops, a 6 drop, and a 7 drop. So that's 1 creature down. We need to drop a non-creature at this point. It's probably gonna be the Stinging Shot. We might be able to raise a Spidery Grasp, but at least this one's slightly... This one's a bit universally more useful, although this one's generally better. It's cheaper in the sense if we're dealing with flyers. Again, that's the case of what happens when you're only get 1 game to play. So this is our deck. Well, let's drop... Okay, hold on. Let's change 1 thing. So... Oh, we need to make 1 more cut. Hold on. 13, 11. I could just cut the Spidery Grasp, but that's a very big risk. I can cut an Oshra Cultivator because this is probably the 1 creature that doesn't do anything. Okay, we'll do it that way. So this is green. So green-white is Lesnia in Ravnica nomenclature. So basically, that's what this color combinations refer to. Lesnia. I don't know. It's not even good stuff. It's basically just a bunch of commons and uncommons. Did I even... My only rare is Prepared to Fight at this point. And the scattered grows. So I don't expect great things from this deck. We kind of miffed this one out a bit, but we do have a few options here. So we'll see how well we do. This one. Now, if I remember correctly, they said the triple Amonkhet was really more of a synergistic, synergistic type draft format. The only condition here is that we neither have the bomb rares nor the great synergy. We only have a few handfuls removed. We basically have what we call a textbook draft deck, and not much else. So turn 1 to maybe a turn 2 play. Definitely want green mana, or at least a third land. I'll keep this because we do have an effect that can go through. Lifelink's kind of wasted on Sacred Cat, but a lot of our effects are really cheap. We just need one more land. Famous last words. No, we can't click on this berry that seems to be floating. Actually, what the heck is that? So we're still just basically looking around the UI while we're waiting for our opponent. Okay, opponent kept. So there we go. We really could have used another unbound creature or two here. But we do have some effects that can generate tokens. We'll see about this one. It might be plausible that Anointed Procession might actually be a good fit here. We just have a lot of creatures that are kind of middling range. Okay, so got that, but we did not get the green mana we wanted. So now we're just hoping for a third land. Opponent's taking his time to make a decision here. Usually if you're deciding what kind of land you want to play next, it's probably because you might be a 3 mana deck, or you're probably just away from keyboard for a while. So opponent has a Doom Dissenter. I might end up just trading. Okay, we did get... Okay, so let's trade. Yep, it's normally correct to trade, and so he gets the black token. So can end combat, drop our Spearmaster. Now this is a good one to use Prepare to Fight. However, I suspect our opponent might have a removal spell for it. Well, can't do anything about... Okay. Actually, not quite. Luxa River Shrine. So not even gonna hit us. Okay. So we're still drawing shy. Okay, you have to remember we can only activate this sorcery, so we have to do this now. So we're gonna go into combat first. I'm going to exert because that's the only way this is getting through. So we're just gonna cash this in and make our own token. So not the most effective use of mana. In fact, we're already 1 mana down. Trial of Ambition. Sacrifices a creature. I can choose to sacrifice the Spearmaster. Okay, we'll sacrifice the Spearmaster because it's already exerted. So Cartouche of Solidarity. Okay, so he does have so he's able to bounce this back and forth. It's gonna be annoying. So we're not gonna block that one. So I'm gonna need to bring up Sacred Cat just to have something to sacrifice to. Okay. Yeah. So we actually have choices. Thankfully, we have impeccable timing and whatnot. Our opponent might not necessarily suspect it also because we are kinda... We are behind in mana, so He might not suspect either of these threats. So the interesting thing here is we can sacrifice the kitten. Okay, gains 1 life. He'll start gaining more life over time, so we do need to draw land eventually. So let's say our opponent plays his Trial of Ambition. We sacrifice the cat. He goes in for the attack. Oh, he's going for the attack first. Okay. Let's see what effect he has. Okay, so we get past that. Now I'm gonna take the 1 damage because our opponent might cast Trial of Ambition. Or something else. Okay, those who serve. I can swing with the zombie in that case. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cycle too. Okay, so let's see what he does. Okay. So we have to play our other combat trick. So we also untap it as well, so yeah, we can. So our opponent's holding up. We just need the green mana, right? At this point, I'm willing to cycle. Well, I have no choice but cycle that one, especially if I have nothing to do. So we've. Okay, now we have to deal with these guys all over again. But he's thankfully hurting for mana also. Yeah, so are we. Okay, no choice. Not combat, attack. So he's gonna get to a point where our zombie attacks are not gonna do much. Just gonna cycle this one now, hope to draw a land. Yuck, do I even wanna cycle the cast out? I have no choice, I'm gonna cycle the cast out. I hate doing that. Come on, land. It's another plains. But if we draw another land, we can at least embalm it afterwards. So we do have that going for us. So, but right now our opponent's going to out-control us. And yeah, he was 3-color after all. So he's gonna replace Doom Dissenter and replay those who serve. So, and he's just gonna keep gaining life here, so I need to keep putting pressure, which is not gonna happen with these guys. Okay. So, yep, this is one way to lose the game, but I wouldn't say we're out of it just yet. But we've had to burn our cast out just to get to the position to draw this. So, no blocks. So he's probably gonna drop either Trial or another creature. If he has another Cartouche... Man, people are having better drafts than I am. Wasteland Scorpion. Okay, I guess I can... Okay, cycle... Come on, give me... Okay... So I'm gonna swing with this guy. He's probably gonna end up trading with the Dissenter and the token. He's thinking about it. Okay. So we're gonna cycle this one out, but let's see, do we take action? Yeah. Come on. Okay, finally got the land we need. But we're going to need actually a few more lands if we're gonna try to get past this. So initiates companion just to at least have something to trade with Wasteland Scorpion. Opponent does have quite a good amount of resources. So worst case, we can start dropping Colossipede, Spidery Grasp, whatnot. We can also embalm Oketras. Okay, so make the trade here. Go down. Does he have a combat trick? Well, probably has, but I have to trigger it anyway. Okay, had the combat trick. So if he plays the trial, he's not gonna play Trial of Ambition. Oh wait. Okay, let's see if this okay, this gets through. Okay, supply caravan, so at least I'll have an additional blocker. Gains 2 life, sure. So I can sacrifice something to Trial of Ambition. I can chump block those who serve for quite a while. Okay. I can trade with the zombie. Okay, he's not gonna send in attacks. So we just need more creatures. Okay, wait. We can fight another creature opponent controls. Kinda want to use Seraph of the Suns for that one. I'm just going to not dump the cards in my hand just yet. I'm gonna give him something that gives him something to think about with Oketra's Attendant. It's unfortunately a 3/3, so this may be the case where our opponent does have Stinging Shot. Hold on. Now, recently we've been beset by heavy rains in my country, so this is probably just another alert. Oh no. Okay. Okay, so okay, no, just a note that I'm gonna get a phone call, whatnot. Okay, so what happened to my token? Oh, he cast Never to Return. That's kind of okay, I guess. So we're 1 mana. So at least he and Never is a destroy effect. Yeah. So okay, so I'm gonna just cast. I'm gonna cast 1 Bitterblade Warrior into a 2nd Bitterblade Warrior. Okay, so I'm gonna get past with those. Have to remember, fight is a sorcery, so again, no attacks. Our opponent's gaining life, a lot of life at this point, but our opponent is down on cards already. So we just need to find a way to get through. Now, it's not over yet. There is there is a 5 mana exile spell, so I can't depend on Seraph forever. As much as I'd like to, because those are all my... I've just cycled everything else out. Took out Winged Shepherd. Okay, got another zombie. So, haven't drawn it yet. Colossapede on those who serve is a decent option too. Basically using the fight effect. Okay, so if these guys just attack, it's only gonna trade with these guys, so it's not worth it. If this attacks, he's only gonna trade with one of these guys, so also not worth it. So I basically need to keep up as much advantage as I could, because our opponent, we know our opponent has 1 kill spell on board. Okay, Renewed Fate. Guess we can cycle that. We've cycled a bunch of cards out of this one, so another land will definitely set us up next turn. So take action. Okay, got what we wanted. So Initiate's Companion. So we have a Spidery Grasp, we have a fight. Okay, let's say I attack with Supply Caravan. He just chump blocks with those who serve. I can get rid of it and not just get rid of this one that way. I can swing with Colossapede. It just gets taken out by Wasteland Scorpion. Technically, what I want to do is just use Fight on the Wasteland Scorpion, so I don't have to worry about it. So I'll just save that for next turn. I might sacrifice one of my Bitterblade Warriors for that. Okay. Let's just end the turn there. So our opponent is trying to dig for his removal spell too. So he's got a lot. He's gained back a bit of the life that he lost. He just now needs to reset his board position. Do remember we don't have that many rares here, so we're in a bit of trouble. And okay, well he did cast most of his creature spells, so that the Bontu's Monument, well it's just gonna be whatever. He's just gonna chip whatever is from the top of the deck. Combat, attack. So nothing. I really wonder what this card is. He's been holding on to it for quite a while. It might actually behoove him to start sacrificing these lands. Yep, he's doing just that. So okay, so he's got a big zombie train. Okay, got another land. Okay, probably what I'm gonna do is just fight first. So it's down 5-3. I will actually swing with these two. And initiate companion. The reasoning is, so he's gonna have to set the blocks. He tapped out all his mana for this effect, so okay, impeccable timing costs 1. Okay. So I'm just gonna untap that one. So he's probably just gonna block this with Wasteland Scorpion. There you go. So that answers that creature. He can chump block here, so I can take out Gustwalker. So he's gonna take that one lightly. So I'm gonna definitely sacrifice this warrior next turn. Do note he can still generate more tokens. Basically, these guys are holding off this guy. So, okay. So, trying to see if we can catch up with Seraph. Okay. Cast Trial, so... It's a predictable creature. He actually could start exerting with this guy. Okay, he's just gonna make another one. I'm actually surprised. Okay, he's gonna now start exerting him. So we have a bit of a race. So next turn. Okay, we're now drawing lands that we don't want. So I'm not gonna send attacks. I'm just basically gonna depend on Seraph. Now that Threat of Trial is gone, so I'm just hoping he doesn't have something like a final reward. Otherwise, then I have to start rethinking everything over. I can also start sending the... Okay. So it's a 6/6. Great. Well, he can hold it back. In fact, what I might want to start doing is... Okay, because these guys will only trade with these guys. That's a problem. This guy can chump block this one or this one. Okay, let's just insert. Makes me wish I actually had Hooded Brawler, but that's it. So let's see if we... So at least our opponent might just throw these two... Our opponent's probably going to throw these two guys away, or maybe just one Sacred Cat. I'm expecting... Yep. Expecting that one. So we simplified the board a bit, just not in our favor. Now we're at the point where I can't swing with Seraph until I can answer. Okay, he's just, if it's a land, he's just gonna play it. Festering Mummy is annoying because he can take out my cat token. It's got 17 potential creatures. So this is a long game that we're gonna lose in multiple counts. Let's cycle this one. So at least it's not a very long game that we're losing. Okay, True Heart Duelist. We can block and then bomb with that one, so that's not an issue. So I'm gonna actually start swinging. I can start swinging with Seraph because I know I can block. In fact, I can triple block the Grim Strider if I have to. Down to 10 cards, so we got 10 turns. But we're only dealing 2 damage a turn, effectively. So unless we can break through the stalemate, we're probably gonna lose this one overall. We're gonna lose faster because we got no answer here. Okay. So... okay, so we actually do have an answer here. Then... 3, 5... 6. So we block this way. I'm really curious how the setup goes. Yeah, I want to order the damage so this way Festering Mummy does not deal damage to me. Okay, so at least he's... and we now have to bounce off against another Seraph too, so... yep, we're not gonna win this game. Yeah, we're not gonna win this game at this point. Basically, I have to hold back my Seraph to block his Seraph. And I can't... or I can choose to take 4. So basically our opponent managed to take full control. We stumbled on mana way too early. Okay. So this is what we can do. Take note, this one puts a 1-1 counter, so... I'm gonna just... Seraph block Seraph. I am going to block this and this. Then I'm going to trade tokens. So I'm going to order it so that the zombie dies first. Okay, so not too shabby. Okay, now we might have a problem. So in fact, yeah, we're now drawing all our lands ended up in the bottom. That was so poor. Yeah. So no attacks. Our opponents won this game at this point. I really can concede. I'm just really curious. Our opponent effectively did not play a rare either. So as you can see, this deck is so as you can see, the deck can actually function really well. You're not dependent on rares. So this is basically a picture of what triple Amonkhet was. Your uncommons were basically kind of good enough. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna take this one. So I'm gonna take 4. Can't block this. I can block this, so I'm gonna bite the bullet now because I'm not exactly attacking with Seraph anyway. So, yep. Okay, we're gonna see if this bugs. Okay, this doesn't bug out. So for those that ask, what happens if you give someone minus toughness if there's already damage? Nothing. It's still basically a 3/3 with just enough damage. Okay, he's gonna shrink that creature. Okay, we definitely did not need that. Yeah, we can't block this and this one, so this is effectively good game. Let's concede here. So yeah, we stumbled on mana quite early. We were a bit greedy in that one. So we still got 2 possible losses. So technically the game is telling you how to bluff. Now, actually, you do want to be careful about really literally pressing end turn. I guess it depends. When do you actually want to bluff? A better way to bluff is to just keep the full control on, and just keep clicking every time. That might be better. So we're playing against another beta key. And this is a better one. We do have a turn 1 play into a turn 2 play. Another land will allow us to get closer to Colossopede, and we have some way to protect ourselves. We'll definitely keep this one. Having the choice of colors is very important. So Oshra Cultivator. Nice thing to note, the Cultivator is not a defender, just doesn't have any power, so something to think of when you cast Prepare. So you're gonna drop Bitterblade Warrior. We can actually use Haptra's mark on it after he dumps on it. Now, oh gosh, really? So we got a race on our hands. Actually, there's no need to exert. Just a normal attack will do. So we're gonna end turn here. So what our opponent, we have to remember, our opponent has an onboard combat trick, basically +2/+2 in trample. So he'll probably attack with Festering Mummy and just pump it, unless he drops something else of his own. We have a handful of tricks right now. So Soul Stinger. Okay, we'll resolve that one. He's gonna dump it on Festering Mummy. Okay. Which he can dump on Bitterblade Warrior. And so in that case, this is a 4/5, so he just needs to pump it a little bit. So in response, I will sacrifice the Cultivator. So I now have a 1/1. So he does hit me for... Okay, I've always thought it's power 5 or greater. It's actually power 4. So that explains what happened. So I actually need to deal with this guy. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not gonna deal with that guy per se. In fact, the only way I'm... Okay. So this is gonna be a problem. So one thing I can do at this point is just take the hit, play the land, Colossopede, then just prepare to fight these two. If he has another 4-power creature, it's gonna negate that plan. If he has removal spell, that's gonna be even worse. What does he have for 2 mana? Trespasser's Curse. Okay, so it's not much. Okay. He's representing a combat trick. So... no blocks. I'm assuming Spidery Grasp. So here's the interesting thing also. I can end up just trading my Colossopede with this guy. If I... Okay, so I'm gonna attack first. Gain some of my life back. If he has Spidery Grasp, they'll block. He'll still have some power left, but I can fight afterwards. Maybe even with Bitterblade Warrior, depending on the math. So let's see. 9. Nope, not with Bitterblade Warrior. And I need the green mana, so I have to attack. Okay, damage. So I regained that life. And I'm going to put him to the test. See if he actually has a combat trick. The thing is, even if he doesn't have a combat trick, that's still another 7 life. Yep, he had the Spidery Grasp. So... he might have to start holding back Soul Stinger. So here's where I'm hoping I can draw into one of my flyers. So at least I rebuilt my cushion. So he's basically pumping, so that means he's probably doesn't have much. I would wish he'd pump one more. Okay, so let's do the math here. 13. Okay, now let's do our math. 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm gonna exert. I'm gonna send normal. Declare attacks. Gonna Haptrust Mark. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we got our own Spidery Grasp. So we snuck out of this one just with combat tricks. In fact, it's probably the one case where we're lucky that our creatures went all the way. We didn't have that many combat tricks. So we got one win out of there. Managed to overcome Ronas. Okay. So let's see if we can get another win or two. I might have to make this a two-parter. We'll see. Speaking of two-parters, I think the next one I revisit for competitive is probably gonna be... Okay, so we got 3 lands. We've got removal, a trick we can't play, just 1 creature, so I have to mulligan this one. This is not preferable. Well, it is functional per se. We can answer 1 threat our opponent plays. This one... we do have more threats. We have a cast out we can cycle. So I'm gonna actually keep this one. We have planes on top, so I will take that. So I'll play that. End the turn. Now let's take a look what our opponent plays. But I think it's in our best interest to just cycle cast out. As much as I really don't want to do that. Let's get the card in hand. Start drawing into more cards, so hopefully we can get our lands. Again, this is the exact same situation as the first game. So in hindsight, I might have been better off keeping the 7-hander. Okay, opponent has Trespasser's Curse, so... well, I'm not casting creatures anytime soon. But this is really bad. We might be able to answer 1 creature. Well... or not, our opponent's taking his time too. So... right now, if we draw another land, it better be forest. Okay, Dune Beetle, we're not hitting that with impeccable timing. So we got another land, it's just not the one we wanted. So... opponent actually could cycle. So I'm just going to end the turn here. We don't need to reveal our impeccable timing by clicking in response. The annoying thing is that we need to play a lot of creatures to come back into the game. Every creature we play is going to be a problem. So we're going to take one. So most likely the next card I play would be a Bitterblade Warrior if I draw green. I did not draw green. So I'm gonna end the turn and throw away. Can't throw away Prepare to Fight. I'll probably throw away the Synchronized Strike. That's because I need to put creatures down. We're already way behind on mana at this point. So let's signal this one. So okay, got our green mana at last. So I'm probably gonna play Initiate's Companion. It's not gonna scare off his Dune Beetle, which is the plan. So we'll take one life. He gains one. So end the turn there. He might have an instant effect to deal with it, in which case I'm not gonna reveal Prepare. So we have options on how to deal with the Dune Beetle this time. Cartouche of Ambition, you may put okay, 2/5. You know what? I'll let that resolve, because there's no point in casting Prepare, and there's no point in casting Impeccable Timing. So I'm just gonna cast another Initiate's Companion, then use Prepare there. So this is yet another white-black deck, Orzhov deck I'm trying to catch up with. So it has to be Initiate's Companion. That's the only card that can keep up. So yeah, resolve and turn. So if he has yet another Cartouche of Ambition, I'm gonna cry. This point, any big creature, I'm gonna cry. I'm so way behind here. So okay, so here I'm going to block anyway. Now I have two choices. I can just do Impeccable Timing, or I can use Prepare because I do need to catch up on life. He might have a removal trick, in which case, you know what? Perfectly fine. Okay, he's reaching out for removal. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. I would much rather he remove that one. And I did not lose 2 life. And I didn't give my opponent any more life that way. So, okay. Yeah, that's much better. So now I can drop Colossopede safely. If he has another final reward, so be it. At least it opens the way to Seraph. And I can safely fight next turn if I have to. Compulsory rest. So I'm gonna take 2. But that's actually quite fine because it still can fight. So let's see what happens. Opponent's never spent all his mana. So he's gonna dump it on itself. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm going to just cast Fight. So target creature an opponent controls. I'm gonna fight that one. So he gains even more life from that, but at least I took care of that threat. Now I'm going to end the turn here. If he tries to swing, it's just impeccable timing in. Okay. So opponent is casting Grimstrider. It's a 4/4, so it's gonna be a bit annoying to deal with. That might have been a better target, but let's deal with the Soul Stinger first. And thankfully, with compulsive rest, I can regain some life back. So impeccable timing. He might have a pump effect. Well, it was worth a shot. So now I really need one more mana to draw into Seraph. We got Red Crop Spearmaster instead. So I'm actually gonna just play both Bitterblade Warriors. Okay, which is a problem too, because every creature I play drops my life, so I need to drop these two. I'm going to have to sacrifice Colossopede. I'm going to have to chump block. So, let's end the turn there. Yeah, that Mighty Leap was brutal. Well, our opponent was never gonna play it on his own. Well, at least he's down to one card. It just might be the card that kills me. So, yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay. So, sacrifice. So, unfortunately, I have to chump block at least one. So, go down to 5. Problem with... Okay, True Heart Duelist can block both these guys. So I will actually just cast both of them now. I can... But I have to remember, every creature I cast dings me a life. If I draw into Renewed Fate, I have to draw back up to 6 life. So I have to hold everyone back, unfortunately. He's gonna cycle Wandering Dead. Instead of buying back, well, he only had one creature, I suppose. Festering Mummy, that's gonna be a problem. Okay. Sparring Mummy, that's gonna be another problem. But it's probably signaling that he has no intention of attack. Oh wait. Yeah, he should just cast those later. Okay, no, he just did that for the full effect. So I'm going to... I have to take out the Grimstrider. Or... Yeah, let's just set it up like that. Because it's really bad as it is. So, yeah, I want to deal the damage to the Grimstrider first. So, at least he loses the Grimstrider, but I lose a lot of my entire board in the process. I have no way... My only way to regain life is to draw Renewed Fate, which opens me to 6 damage on the board. Okay, got my 7 mana. Now here's the question. Creature enters the battlefield, so I'm gonna go down to 2 life regardless of what I do. If I cast this guy, I can't block, I lose. If I can't play True Heart Duelist, I can chump block 2, go down to 1, but then I will lose if I don't draw Renewed Fate. And even then, I might still lose. So technically, this is a lost game. Early Trespasser's Curse was very good. So we'll see how things go. So I'm really in chump block mode, but I don't think I'm gonna win this one. Again, stumbling on mana early was a very big issue. Doesn't matter who gets dealt first. Okay, and good game. I'm going to end the game on my own terms. Cast Seraph Sons. So, okay, that wasn't so great. Again, mana stumbles. But let's see if we can work our way around that one. So this one's not so great. 1-1 game, lost 2 games. I'll play one more game. Let's... Actually, I might just keep playing this one. Let's see how long this video can go. Though I won't be Though after wasting 2 rare picks and not taking Glory Bringer, yeah, kind of deserved it at this point. So still kind of waiting for a game from our opponent. Okay, so we're facing, yeah. No, I'm going to note that that the ranking aside, okay, this is a much better play. Tap land, Sacred. We have to play this one first. Play into Bitter Blade. Yeah, at least we're in no rush to play any of our stuff. Actually, after this game, if I somehow don't lose this game, I'm gonna recheck the mana mix. See if there's any way I could have fixed it, because the first game and the third game, I've been drawing into a lot of white. The green just came much later. Okay, opponent's slightly aggressive. Bitter Blade's probably gonna eat the Magma. Okay, he didn't eat the Magma Spray. Opponent's now playing double red for a Nimble Blade Cannon. So we are priced into exerting. So first I'm gonna cast Sacred Cat because that needs white. Then I'm gonna cast my other Bitter Blade Warrior. So now we're gonna try to get aggressive. We can alternate Bitter Blade Warriors at this point. My Chihuahua has no idea what to do with the microphone. It's just lying down here, all comfy. So meanwhile, our opponent, blue-red. Okay, cycle. So probably has some mana issues of his own. Yeah, if you're considering he already played the land, cycling that early might have been a big issue. So anyway, combat, attack, exert. So just gonna keep we're gonna keep cycling between these two. I think in the long run this is basically a cycling deck. So I have cast out if I need to. I can cycle Renewed Fate if I need to. So even initiate, flying and embalm. Okay, let's go into combat first. Let's see what our opponent does. He might just swing with Nimble Blade Kenra just to get some damage in. Or not. Okay. You know what? Do I want to cast this out or do I want to wait for him to drop a bigger creature? I'm not about to cast Winged Shepherd just yet. So I'm gonna cycle Renewed Fate first. Yeah, I'll definitely gain the 2 life. Okay, 1 mana closer. Initiates Companion. So I'm gonna go into combat. Going to attack. Going to exert the Bitter Blade Warrior again. Now if he trades with the uneven initiate, it's kind of okay. It'll take him a while before he can embalm it. So he's not gonna go for it. So I can play Initiates Companion or I can hold up Cast Out. Now I'm just gonna play the Companion. And the turn. So we're now gonna basically start trading. I'm gonna take the damage in the air. Actually, having the even initiate tap might not be such a bad thing. I've so far avoided having to deal with the Kenra. And I suspect my opponent might have a few of the larger threats. Okay, decision paralysis. So that triggers that. Yeah, sure. So these guys are not gonna untap. So I'm not gonna have anyone untapping anytime soon. Sacred Cat's gonna go right in front of Nimbleblade. There's no reason not to. So okay, so I'm not really doing anything yet, so I'm just going to buy back. So I still have cast out mana up. Okay, so I might have to actually, okay. Opponent's gonna bounce that. That's fine. So basically chump block with Sacred Cat again. Okay, so my turn. 6 mana. Okay. I'm gonna cast Wing Shepherd. Flying Vigilance. Now here's the interesting thing. I can exert the Bitterblade Warrior, hope that... Okay, counter spell. You know what, that's perfectly fine. Because... Okay, so I'm going to exert. I'm going to swing with Initiate's Companion. Then I'm going to untap Bitterblade Warrior. So our opponent's now down to 5. I'm definitely going to cast out the next big thing he does. Maybe drop the other Bitterblade Warrior while I'm at it. Opponent needs to catch up at this point. He might have to leave creatures behind. Dumps 7 mana. Manticore of the Gauntlet. It's 3 damage to me. So that is a prime cast out target. So he's probably gonna shrink either the Nimbleblade or the Aven Initiate. Or he might choose not to activate it at all. Now another thing he can do is, well, not this turn yet. Okay, so he's sacrificing the Nimbleblade Kenra. So I definitely have to cast out the Manticore. Let's cast Bitterblade Warrior. So I'm gonna exert, because why not? Swing. So our opponent can choose to chump block. He'll probably chump block the Initiate's Companion, because the damage is the same regardless. So now any of my creatures is fatal, so he has to answer all of them. Hold on a sec. Nope. Missed. Okay. So opponent sacrifices... No. So opponent's cycling Vizier just to have a blocker. He needs 2 more blockers. Not impossible. He is eyeing my Bitterblade Warrior, so he probably has something. Technically, I only have 2 creatures. He's gonna Magma Spray 1. Okay. So he's down to... And he can actually just Embalm. his best play. Okay, he's gonna play he's gonna play Rubble, so that taps down. So okay. So I'm going to attack. Predictably attack with my Initiate's Companion. He's gonna chump block with Aven Initiate. Then I'm gonna play my second Bitterblade Warrior. So now the... So I hope my opponent was not depending on Aven Initiate. Yep, he depended on that, so he's got effectively one creature and one removal spell. No need to exert. So let's see what effect our opponent has. If he, let's see if he... Okay, he didn't have an effect, so he actually got through and won this one. Whew. Okay, so not shabby. We got ourselves another win. So quite a close one, considering we took us a while to draw into stuff. Okay, this one I'm a bit disappointed. They originally gave us a Golgari Exploration deck, and now they're giving us Explore again. Well, at least there is another Jade Light Ranger though. So I'm going to pause this video for a second. I just need to check on some things. But this video is going to keep on rolling, so please stand by. Okay. Okay, that was a very quick break. Actually, not so much. You have no idea how much time elapsed, but I probably should have tossed up the splash screen so that there's a clean cut here. But anyway, we're going to continue our run. Currently 2 wins, 2 losses. So far, it's really about managing our mana. This might be a case where, yeah, not getting the colors we need is usually what kills us. I wonder, can you hear my dogs fighting over here? I probably should check that on the replay. Anyway, so another match. Let's see how well we do here. But overall, I can say triple Amonkhet was a blast. It's I actually did reasonably well there. Like I would be able to, I would be able to win my matches most of the part. I could hit 3 wins usually. But there are also cases where I would also hit major duds. Okay, so speaking of duds, our opponent mulliganed. Okay, we can cycle once. Very scary. Considering that we have a 2-drop and everything else is very high. So I'm gonna mulligan this. This also helps our opponent mulligan too. So here we have a 2-drop. We could use a 3-drop or another 2-drop, but we do have ways to protect our Initiate's Companion, so to speak. And worst case scenario, we cycle Winged Shepherd. Might take a while, so we're definitely keeping this one. So opponent scries. Okay, we're gonna keep our second Initiate's Companion on the top also. Okay, thank goodness it's not a festering mummy. So even if our Hapatras Mark can remove a -1/-1 counters, these guys are way too soft. Doom Dissenter is also gonna be a problem. Okay, so I might want to be careful about running both Initiate's Companions. Sure, I can hexproof one of them so that because there's a removal spell, basically it puts 2 -1/-1 counters on up to 2 creatures. Okay, he's tapping all manas. Okay, Blighted Bat. Okay. Okay, if he blocks this one, do I try to preserve it or just trade? Yeah, just trade. Play my other Initiate's Companion. And turn. So we just need to hit draw into 2 more lands for Winged Shepherd, but I might prefer another creature instead. Okay, 4 mana. Another Blighted Bat. Sparring Mummy. Okay, that one's actually quite good. So I will swing Initiate's Companion. And more importantly, I can hold back Spidery Grasp and just Okay, combat, attack. Do I want to cycle with this one? Actually, no, the answer is not yet. Okay. So I'm gonna go swing. If this one slips to basically pseudo vigilance. He blocks. Okay. Protect this guy. Deal damage. End turn. Very inefficient use, but I was gonna trade regardless. I probably would have rather traded the card, I guess. So next, I might actually cycle the Winged Shepherd now. Okay. Okay, let's cycle anyway. Let's see what happens. Okay. So I'm gonna discard the True Heart Duelist and actually I'll discard Hapatra's Mark. So with that out of the way, draw into one more. I didn't draw into one more mana, which would have been great. So I'm gonna go into combat, attack. Okay. Pseudo Vigilance. Then yeah, that was a bit of a mistake. I should have embalmed the True Heart Duelist first. I would have been able to cast that and Bitterblade Warrior. So that's a little bit inefficient. On the other hand, I don't see a need to show everything in my hand just yet. Because my opponent's consistently casting stuff. So he definitely has removal. Wander in dead, so he's buying back his creatures again. So it's going to be annoying. Just not immediately. So let's give Initiate's Companion Pseudo Vigilance again and just drop the Supply Caravan. Well, True Heart Duelist is a better blocker though. So the sound kind of reminds me more of a donkey than a camel, but well, so far at least we know we have some pressure. Opponent, at least based off these two, we know our opponent can play one threat at a time. Doesn't mean he doesn't have any 2-drops. I'm pretty sure there's gotta be a 2-drop somewhere. So he's gonna drop the Sparring Mummy, I assume. Yep. So I can just send these two guys in. So he'll probably trade with Initiate's Companion, which is not bad. Okay. So I can drop Bitterblade Warrior. I'm trying to remember if there's a... Oh wait, there is a split card. A card with Aftermath. The main half deals -2/-2 to all creatures. I'm trying to remember what colors they were and what set it was. Yes, it is Wayward Servant, into Blighted Bat. So our opponent will regain some life. Good news is we can still send trades. Okay, so combat, attack, send the Supply Caravan, send this. Okay, send these two guys. Basically, I'm hoping to trade off the tokens. Maybe for the... Okay, no trade. Okay, guess I'll cycle, draw a card. That tap is okay, I don't have any double green spells. Create Gilded Curse. Let's make the token immediately. Okay, so... Slightly overwhelming board. Let's say our opponent drops a big threat. We might scoot some damage by. Spending mana. Plague Belcher. He's going to probably kill off the bite. Probably should have attacked first with the Blighted Bat at least. So he will go up to 6. He will go. So on the, okay, let's pretend he has impeccable timing. That's the one removal spell I can think of. So block, remove. I can deal 3. And not have to face off a Plague Belcher. So best bet is combat. Okay, so let's say I attack with just these guys. I'm trade 2 damage gets in. If I attack with this guy blocks this one. I'm just gonna attack with everything because I am assuming the existence of impeccable timing. I still don't win just yet. Okay. So he needs to drop. So I got him down to 1, but he needs to drop creatures. Okay. So Shrug Cultivator. So our opponent now needs to have 2 more blockers to avoid dying. Opponent. Okay, Baleful Amonkhet. Okay, that's a problem. So I need to deal more damage than this. If I can draw impeccable timing, that would be perfect. Well, cast out will do it too. Of course, to take out the Amonkhet, lifelink is a pain. Now, it's quite plausible there is a 2 mana destroy enchantment effect, but Forsake the Worldly is 3 mana. So does this get okay? This gets through. Okay, so the cast out was very timely at this point. So doing quite well. 3 wins, 2 losses. A little bit seat of the pants here, considering any loss can end it for us. Let's see what. Okay, let's see our next opponent. I'm already starting to be dubious about the ranking system. I guess that's one thing I could request for, more transparency in the ranking system. I guess if I have time in the Discord, I'll post that one. So find FND fund. Anyway, so let's. Opponent's deciding on his hand. We're gonna need to. We kind of got our deck pegged down. This one, it's okay, I guess. I can hold on to Scattered Groves. Just play Cultivator with the Forest. Companion turn 2. I'll definitely keep this one. Hopefully this is the case where we're going to lose if we draw into more lands. No, at least we can start sacking some of them. We might actually want to hold on to Ultra Cultivator for as long as possible. Okay, maybe not too long. So, okay, play the Cultivator. Opponent's probably going to cycle something. Or has something that can cycle, so I must be wary of a cast out. So I might not be able, unless I keep drawing lands, I might not be able to cycle Scattered Groves, even though that's what I want to do. Oh, Mirror Match. So let's see what opponent's turn 2 drop is. Gustwalker. Okay, so we're gonna have to race with Initiate's Companion or Bitterblade Walker. I'm gonna drop the Companion. Attacks. Sure, I could have held up for impeccable timing, but basically if we start trading back and forth, it is a losing trade for him. It depends on the creature he drops. He can't just swing normally. I'll just block with the Cultivator. If he trades it for that in a combat trick, that's perfectly fine. So opponent's now deciding, is this an exerted attack? Yes, it is. So we're gonna see if if our opponent drops a blocker, worst case blocker is those who serve. Wait, is that the name? Those who serve? Yeah, the 2/4 mummies. That's the worst case scenario, because I'd have to waste both the impeccable timing and Initiate's Companion. Yep, worst case scenario served. I didn't draw a pump effect, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the Bitterblade Warrior first. Let's maybe trade with this one instead. He's more likely to accept the trade. Now if he swings with this guy, that's perfectly fine. So at least we got land, so I could... Okay. Oh yeah. I'm slightly overdue for online... Well, it's one of those app-based language courses. I actually forgot I had to keep my streak going. So I'm trying to relearn a bit of Hebrew. It's actually quite very useful when you're trying to read up on what the Old Testament's really all about. I'm also trying to learn up a bit of German too. Well, plenty of possible languages. There's actually quite great. Opponent having to cycle now, not so great, so that probably means he has a lot of cards stranded in hand. Most likely that sadly means that those who serve is going to stay behind. Okay. So I'm going to offer the obvious trade, but I have Spidery Grass to back it up, so let's exert, send. Okay, send these two. The obvious trade is that he just blocks this one, these two die. The less obvious trade, he's most likely gonna just take the Initiate's Companion. So I could... so Spidery Grasp, I could at least keep Initiate's Companion alive on the assumption he has something like a Mighty Leap. Alternately... Okay, let's go for the might. Let's hope he doesn't have a Mighty Leap. Now, if he has his own impeccable timing, that's gonna be very annoying. Okay, no impeccable timing. Does he have his own Mighty Leap? Oh no, he's looking at his hand. He's deciding whether it's worth it to save those who serve. Oh, okay, so he spent his own impeccable timing instead. That was a weird turn of events. He could have kept it alive. Something was strange in that neighborhood. Yeah, he could have killed the Initiate's Companion in response. I would have lost the Spidery Grasp. He would still have his Those Who Serve. That was a very weird sequence. It's possible he has both cards. He's just hesitating on which one to play. So I guess it's tough when you're stranded on mana because it limits a lot of your plays. So it's also annoying he has to alternate. He has to alternate with the Gust Walker. And he's looking at his hand. Is he going to try to pump it as well? Generate a buffer of sorts. Okay, maybe not so. He might have another creature though. Thankfully, we dealt with the worst case scenario. We might have to deal with another one. At least we got Colossopede this time. Okay. Exemplar of Strength. Is he could just choose to kill off his Gust Walker because it's tapped down anyway. Oh no. Oh, because another thing he can do is he can just tap to. So unfortunately this means I have to hold up impeccable timing. So no rush. End turn. So what's gonna happen is he might swing and just offer to trade. So I'll probably block with Bitter Blade. When he goes for the combat trick, then I impeccable timing, which might be the right way to show him how things work. He could also have a fight effect, so he could nuke one of my guys. So let's see how he does it. It's also possible he just doesn't attack at all. Okay, he's probably not gonna attack at all. If he doesn't attack, I will sack the Cultivator. Okay, he's gonna attack. Okay, gonna remove. If you do, you gain 1 life. You know what? I'm gonna cast Impeccable Timing on it now. If he has an effect, he'll play it. I'll just take the damage. Okay, so that he also doesn't gain the life either. Well, now he can play a 4-mana threat. Well, thankfully I can just swing with the Bitterblade Warriors. Exert if I have to. Then just drop Colossopede. So opponent's having mana troubles of his own. Okay, True Heart Duelist. He can block both of them. He'll only trade with one, but he can block both. And this doesn't quite do it, but I have to send them both anyway. No, let's not exert. We don't have to exert. That'll be annoying if he did have the combat trick. So it'll turn out that our opponent had the lower end deck. Not lower end, lower casting cost deck. That's a better term. He's gonna block both. Probably should. Well, one reason not to is block one, have a combat trick, so it survives. He's also possibly choosing not to block either at all. Okay, he's gonna block one, maybe block both, trade both. Okay, he's decided not to block. And okay, we'll safely drop Colossopede. Okay, so now at this point we have to start being getting concerned with our opponent's threats already. It would really hurt if our opponent doesn't draw into a land. But I have to presume that he's gonna start drawing into land at some point. But yeah, that impeccable timing was not so impeccable. That hooded roller though, that is gonna be annoying. So I may actually have to hold up Oshra Cultivator just to block that when it exerts. Well, the other possibility is I swing with everyone. He trades with Hooded Brawler and True Heart Duelist. Yep, or not. So I have to... Okay, so I'm gonna attack with everyone. Then at least I can cast Supply Caravan, get myself some more gas on the board. Okay, he's gonna block that. He can probably safely block Colossopede also. Oh, he's just gonna take it. Okay. Spoke like a true champ. And Supply Caravan. So I can actually just chump the Hooded Brawler with the token if I'm worried about my life total. Yeah, opponent not drawing lands. He's probably a lot of cards were stranded here. Based on the build of his deck so far, it's presumable it's quite similar to ours. A lot of 2-drops, a lot of 3-drops. Okay, there's his 2-drop. It's also possible a lot of these cards are just green cards. So, yeah, our opponent's experiencing the same problem we had on Game 1 and Game 3. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna throw all these to the meat grinder. If he has a mighty leap, I can't really do much about it. If he has an impeccable timing, I can do something about that. Yeah, between these two. It's also possible he just double blocks here. Okay, so can't do anything about that. Let that through. Let's see if he has So I'm gonna take 4. Okay, use this time out. I'm definitely gonna sack the Cultivator at the end of my turn. Hopefully draw into another land for Seraph. Mighty Leap. Okay, can't do anything about that. Yeah, it's a creature I control. And giving it hexproof makes no sense. So we'll trade. So end the turn there. So I can block off the Bitterblade Warrior once. Our opponent's gonna know something's up the moment I sack this guy. But now that our opponent has our second green mana, his big guys can come out. Okay, he's gonna embalm. So he might still have a threat. So we're basically gonna try to produce a flyer. Yeah, we'll sack that now. Cause definitely needed at this point. Okay, so forest. Okay, my turn. Let's see what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna swing the supply caravan first because he has to block it. Let's see if he plays something that's worth casting Hap Trust Mark on it. Hindsight, this card's not so great, but let's go for it first. Now the annoying thing is if he has another combat trick, he can save. He can just double block and save both his creatures. If he doesn't have a combat trick, he'll just block with one. Okay, opponent's deciding. Opponent has to block. There really is no... If he doesn't block, he just dies. And I never get to cast Seraph of the Suns. Okay, he's blocking. Is he blocking with one or is he blocking with two and has a combat trick? Okay, blocking with one, he's just chump blocking. Do I want to just wait? Actually, no, I'll just cast it now. Because the way things are looking, he won't be able to preserve his board and answer Seraph at the same time next turn. Fingers crossed. Okay, so that's it for my turn. Don't burned a lot of tricks. Well, not quite matrix. He just burned a lot of creatures. I burned quite the same amount. So we're gonna see what our opponent has. Death Touch is not gonna do anything to Seraph. Okay, opponent conceded. That was it. So okay, now we're up to how many wins now? 3 wins. Okay, 4 wins. Quite great. So let's keep this up. It's actually a very long video now. This might take a while to upload. I'm actually wondering what was it because of game 1 that it took so long? That was that's probably it. Also, walking through the draft might have also taken a while too. This is gonna be ironic. I could have cut this in any time, but I was so worried about having a very short video if I cut it prematurely. And now I have an extremely long video. Well, I guess it's just extra bonus content for everyone. And speaking of that, I'm probably gonna keep this. I don't get to cast Sacred Cat, but I can cast Initiate's Companion. And who knows, maybe I might draw planes. Ask and ye shall receive. Okay, opponent doesn't able to do anything. And we got the trick to support. Yeah, no need to pump. In fact, I'll cast Initiate's Companion at this point. Opponent cycles in response. So our opponent might actually have a true Embalm deck at this point. So let's see if we can race him a bit, I suppose. Okay. Sure I can. Okay, let's combat first. Attack. All attack. Yeah, I'll cycle this one. That gives me something to untap. Okay. So yeah, this is really more a cycling deck in the end. So you end the combat there. End turn. Let's see what our opponent has. If he doesn't do anything, just cycle Renewed Fate. I probably will be wary of it if I see black mana though. Well, I can still cycle and cast Haptra's Mark, so not too bad. Hapatra. Okay, so far that threat's not on board. Opponent cast a creature. Yeah, we'll resolve. We'll cycle. Yes, we'll gain life. Okay, drew into another land, so we'll resolve that. Turn. Okay, more land. Perfect. So I'm gonna go into combat. Okay, our opponent has to know something is up if I swing with the Sacred Cat. Oh, he's gonna trade with this one though, so I'm going to I'm gonna buff myself up a bit. That's a very inefficient use though. The 2/2 probably was not worth considering. Okay, he's now gonna embalm. Okay. So I have two choices here actually, but I'm gonna swing with both again. Now if he actually just chooses to trade, I'll actually let the trade happen. Just drop the Bitterblade Warrior. If he tries to go for the Sacred Cat, I will Spidery Grasp. Then okay. So this is what's gonna happen. Spidery Grasp. So I can untap. Okay, let's untap another green mana. Play Bitter. Oh, wait. Undo that. And combat. Yeah, Bitter played first. Okay. End turn. Oh, and for those wondering, pressing letter Z on your keyboard will undo a land tap. Oh. Unfortunately, I can't cast Haptra's Mark on it. I can't just have it fight anything just to be annoying. Okay. So what I'm going to do is... Okay. Okay, doesn't matter which one I target. So, there. Okay, that answers that. Going to combat, attack with everyone. I can even exert now. Then untap. And combat. And turn. So we've managed to punish our opponent somewhat. I'm really curious what's in his hand though. Interesting thing is, if he drops a single creature, I win. He has to drop multiple creatures. Well, he can embalm this one for starters. So he's got his own Seraph, but I win at this point. Doesn't have... And guess what? I also have my own Seraph. This is just to show off. So exert, swing, swing. And the Sacred Cat got in all the way. Yeah, this one was just for X-axis. Yeah, Patra's Mark is becoming very conditional. So, I don't know. Yeah. So this one's really a picture of what Amonkhet was like. Come Hour of Devastation. Decks were a bit more swingy. Nice. Wait. I really should click on the card first. Anyway, we still got a little ways to go. Let's keep going. Actually, that's an annoying thing because I'm not sure if it just gives me a card, I just have no idea what it is, or it doesn't give me the card at all. If anyone knows what kind of happens there, it's hard to say also. You kind of want to have the user interface tell you, oh, these are the new cards you haven't explored yet. Well, I'll definitely keep this one. Sure, I don't get to play Sacred Cat, but I can cycle my way out of things, and I do have a turn 2 play, so I'll keep that one. So, come on, Plains. Although slightly annoying slightly annoying, but at least it's better than nothing. Okay, I'll take it back. Very annoying. So, I'm probably gonna cycle Oketra's Attendant soon. Opponent attacks with this guy, I'm just gonna... Okay, he's not gonna attack. Dune Beetle... Okay, so I'm deaf. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna cycle first. Okay, drew my planes. And I'm going to combat, attack. Gonna exert. Probably gonna end up trading with the Festering Mummy, but so be it. Then end combat and drop Sacred Cat. So not quite desired, but at least we have that option. Will not block. Opponent probably should play another land. Okay, so far mono black. This is gonna be an interesting draft. So play Cradle of the Cursed. I have my choice between the Spearmaster or the Duelist. Probably play the Duelist. He's better at blocking. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna send the Sacred Cat in. Come what may. And I'm going to drop the True Heart Duelist at this point. Okay, there's... I need the mana, so I can't just sack the Cradle just yet. So basically... Okay, so our opponent's green-black. If he attacks with the Festering Mummies, I'm just gonna double block them. Sure, Sacred Cat dies, but... It's your fault. No blocks. Watchful Naga, so insert draw a card. Thank goodness you got impeccable timing, but it's gonna mess up with our mana a bit. Can't swing with... I can't swing with Oh, I can swing with Sacred Cat. I'm actually gonna swing with both. I'm gonna see how he preps this. Okay, so he's blocking that, and he's blocking that. So I'm gonna take a bit of damage, but I took care of the bigger threats. Okay, that takes care of my True Heart Duelist. Come on, one more mana for Colossopede. So cleared the board a bit. So Now, if he exerts to draw a card, that means he's got a lot of cards stranded. Okay, he's got a lot of cards stranded then. Doesn't mean he doesn't have a play, it just means he has cards stranded. And that 5th land might mean it's not stranded anymore. Okay, so we didn't draw into a land. No point holding up for prepare. I'm gonna just cast the Spearmaster, I guess. No, I'm gonna cast a True Heart Duelist. That Sacred Cat, True Heart. Let's cast a True Heart Duelist. Something to trade with the Festering Mummy. Yeah, so not getting mana is hurting us. Again, we're probably gonna lose this game to a mana shortage. Thankfully, our opponent's having the same problem too, so I'm going to attack. If he chooses to block with Festering Mummy, that's perfectly fine. I could choose to preserve it with Spidery Grass, but no. So that takes care of. In fact, end combat. Now I can safely play the Spearmaster. Let's tap. Now, we're not quite out of the woods yet. Our opponent could just have removal for this. Okay, thankfully not yet. If he exerts with Naga, okay, I'll take the damage. Then I'll just probably send the Spearmaster with something. Opponent has probably a lot of double green stranded. He's got 7 mana and hasn't played anything since. I can actually just send this guy without exerting him. I am hoping he drops something big so that I can exert him. So opponent's deciding. Well, my decision tree is actually quite small. It's basically between... It will grow exponentially bigger with one more land though. It's still deciding deciding on what to do. I would really like to be able to see what's in his hand, if it's just for me to know what is he deciding on. It's possible he wants to cast 2 things, but he doesn't have the mana for both. That's probably what's making it hard for him to cast. But at this point, there is no reason for him not to cast anything. He just he has to cast something. Okay, cast nothing. So I'm going to just swing with the Red Crop Spearmaster. Okay, let's see what he casts. He could be casting Final Reward. Spidery Grasp. Okay, we'll let that resolve. So it's a 4/6. Okay. Okay, blocks. Okay. Wait. See if he's okay with just both of them surviving. Okay, don't think he has a response. I'm gonna be so annoyed if he... Oh, he didn't have a response. So, that was quite expensive and quite painful. I would have much rather been able to drop one of these guys. If he drops it... Greater Sandworm. Okay. Now I want to cast out. Can't be blocked by I can block with red. In fact, I can block with Colossopede and red. Okay. So, let's see. Colossopede. Actually, what I'm going to do is play the Sacred Cat first. And play the Oshra Cultivator. No attacks, that's all my combat tricks. So if he swings with Sandworm, it's quite a given. So no blocks, take the 7. Let's see what he has in... Let's deal with what he has here instead. Okay, that's even worse now. So we're now drawing our mana, that's the good news. The bad news is we need to... Okay, so I need to hold back Cultivator to block the Behemoth and sack it. I need to hold back Spearmaster. So many things I need to hold back. Probably should just drop the Colossopede. So what's gonna happen is I can chump block with Scaled Behemoth and just take out the Greater Sandworm. But a combat trick would ruin it. Okay, so we have to go with that play. I have to make him show his. I have to make him show his tricks. Combat trick. No combat trick, so successfully traded. Of course, it's worse if he does have another... Oh, he doesn't have another big creature. Okay. So we got out of that neck of the woods. Okay, we have 7 mana. No point in fighting. Okay, if I cast and bomb, I won't be able to... I'll just cast Winged Shepherd. No attacks. So I'm gonna take another 6. I just need to start shipping up on top. I can cast... Okay, so I'm gonna take 6. He's probably got something else. I could actually just choose to fight the Cultivator just to get out of the way. Wondering that... Oh no. Okay, this is kind of where I lose the game. Opponent now has 7 mana. Yeah, we stalled out quite a bit dealing with his Festering Mummies. It's a very good game though. Okay, so we're now at 8 mana. Okay, so first has Vigilance, so no reason that. So 1, 2. So I am going to be able to block the Scaled Behemoth, but I'm going to go down to 3 damage. Fight's not going to quite do it. And he still has a Hooded Brawler too. Okay, so... Nope. Let's go to blocks. Oh no! I forgot to sacrifice it. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of late in the night. Opponent's gonna dump his entire board. I can hit for 6. I have no way... I've used up all my buff spells, so I have no way of dealing with this guy. Okay, so Initiate's Companion can block this one. I won't be able to block enough guys to win. Let's see. I can go down to 2. So what's gonna happen is this. I can fight the Watchful Naga, just get out of the way. So what happens is I swing for 3. So I'll be able to jump block, block, and lose. No, I need to make another creature. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna win this one. And so Watchful Naga did a good number. Okay, gonna draw a card. Oh, and he can answer my creature too. So I will not have enough blockers. So let's see. Actually, no. I'll throw away everything. Yeah, this is pretty much good game at this point. But that was a decent run. 5 wins, not too shabby. And at least the last one was worth it. Okay. Yeah, I'll just concede here. No need to waste this time. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It looked like that single loss wiped out. Yeah, it's really weird. How do they decide what your win-loss rate is? And I'm gonna claim my prize. A single pack, sure, why not? So that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. Wait, that didn't trigger. Oh wait, I'm pressing the wrong one. Here. That's it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That was actually quite interesting. Oh, one other thing I noticed is that they've taken down Brewers Delight. I guess honestly I think they really should. It wasn't making any sense. Anyway, that's it for this episode. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Next week next episode I'm gonna decide whether I'm gonna do the take another shot at Dimir construct Dimir manipulation, or if I proceed with the white deck on quick constructed. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you guys again next time.